It's 15 months since former rugby player Rob Burrow died, aged just 41, after a 5-year battle with motor neurone disease. Now, next week, the final documentary he made about living with the condition and how it affected his family is up for a National Television Award. Here's a reminder of his poignant final message. It's his smile. Throughout all of the documentaries, his smile is just radiant. Well, joining us today to share how the family have adjusted to life without Rob, please give a huge welcome to his wife, Lindsey.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks so much for coming to chat to us.
Oh, thank you for having me.
What's it like for you to sort of still watch those clips of the documentary, because it had such a huge impact, his story, on so many of us?
Yeah, I just feel so incredibly proud. I mean, complete awe of Rob. I think, you know, what he went through, what he's done for the MND community. You know, Rob was the face of the MND community under the most difficult of circumstances, and I think the awareness that's been raised through Rob sharing his story is just incredible. And the money that's been raised as well, over £20 million has been raised for MND charities.
Wow. And it's a baton that you've taken on, haven't you? Because you've done marathons and what have you. You are not only keeping his name alive among us, but also your charity efforts, because I guess it's a way for you to continue his legacy.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think so many people have done so much incredible fundraising that I just wanted to do my little bit. And I suppose in many ways I was quite selfish by deciding that actually I'm going to run 2 marathons, because that gave me a positive focus. It gave me something to focus on. So I trained and ran the London and the Leeds Marathon within 2 weeks, and it was just my way of doing my little bit.
Wow.
Were you a runner before? Have you always been a runner?
I've done a bit of running. I wouldn't class myself as a good runner, but I just wanted to do my little bit. You know, people have been so kind.
Can I just say, doing your little bit, you ran 2 marathons,
yeah.
girl. Come on, that's huge, right? Come on, it's massive.
It's incredible.
What do you think Rob would make of you doing 2 marathons and stuff like that and getting involved?
I think he would be incredibly proud. Just, you know, we're so incredibly proud of Rob. I think, you know, the documentary, that final message is so important about, it's about caring for each other, isn't it? And about making the most of what we've got. And, you know, Rob never felt any self-pity. There was never any why me. He just got on with life. And he would say, you know, I'm the luckiest man in Yorkshire. I've got 3 beautiful children. And that is just kind of, you know, his positivity rippled through the whole family. And I used to look at Rob and I think, well, if he can be positive, then we've got to be positive for Rob.
And does that help the children? Has that helped the children as well?
I think so. I think the children are very much like Rob. I think he's instilled that courage and bravery in Rob, and they just feel incredibly proud of the dad. And it would be my dream to, you know, take the children on the stage at the National Television Awards and to win this award from Rob. It's the 3rd time we've been in this category.
I know it
and
is.
We're still
it's
to
about
cross
time.
that finish line.
Turn. It's your turn.
What's the first year been like? Because I know it's just over a year since Rob died, but what's it been like for you?
Yeah, it's been tough. So it's 15 months since Rob passed. Rob passed in June after a 4-year battle with motor neuron disease. And I think anybody that's gone through grief or has experienced loss, you have your good and your bad days, and you have your highs and your lows. And I'm so fortunate to have 3 beautiful children that, you know, they keep me going, and they've been a tower of strength for me. They keep me busy, yes, yeah.
And did you celebrate his anniversary or not? Because some people, you know, it's all down to personal preference.
Yeah, we didn't, just because Rob never liked any fuss, and to him, you know, anniversaries or occasions were just another day. And I think, you know, in true Rob style, he wouldn't wanted any fuss, so it was just kind of that normal. And that's what Rob wanted when he was diagnosed. He said, we live as normal a life as possible for as long as we possibly can. So in honouring Rob's life and his, you know, incredible fight, we just had a normal day.
Because some people sort of do you know, we're celebrating their life on this day, and but as you say, it's just it is a matter of personal choice. But how are the kids? How are they getting on? How are they coping?
Yeah, the kids are brilliant. I think they keep me going more than anything, and I think the resilience and the courage and the bravery that they've shown is just incredible. And I know that Rob will be beaming down with pride when he sees the children, and they keep me going. They're just, you know, a tower of strength for me. And it's really hard, I think, as a parent, because you just want to wrap your children up in cotton wool, don't you? You want to protect your children. But I think the courage and the bravery that they've shown just makes me feel incredibly proud. And I think dealing with grief as well is so different, because, you know, children will often puddle jump. So one minute they're happy, one minute they're sad. And whereas I think us adults, we tend to kind of jump in a puddle and get stuck in that puddle.
Yes.
Whereas, you're dealing with all those emotions. So we're still on that journey, but, you know, they're surrounded by love and we're so grateful for all the support we've had.
And how have you been? Because I think, you know, not only are you grieving the loss of Rob, but also you were his full-time carer. So that would leave a sort of a gigantic gap in your life as well, because suddenly you're not having to do that anymore.
Yeah, absolutely. It was such an honour and privilege to be able to look after Rob, and I would do it all again in a heartbeat, to be able to look after someone and care for someone, and to try and shine a light on the work that carers do as well. I'm a big advocate, you know, for carers and the work that they do. It was such a huge privilege, and I know Rob would have done the same had it been the other way around, but I just try and keep myself busy. The children keep me busy. Training to run the marathons keeps me busy. I work as an NHS physiotherapist, so life is pretty busy, but I think that's my coping mechanism, is just to keep busy, to keep going, and that's what Rob wanted.
And to raise, Rob raised so much awareness for MND, and as the response from people who are going through that must have been huge as well.
Yeah, I think for us as a family, the outpouring of love and support we've had since, you know, Rob was diagnosed and after Rob's passing has just been incredible. And, you know, people now say, you know, they go to Rob's consultant and say, I think I've got the Rob Burrow disease. So the awareness now, you know, people don't have to shy away.
Do they keep you informed? Because you've, you know, there's to say 20 million raised, presumably a lot of that for research. I mean, are they any further forward with finding out what causes this, or, you know, is there anything like a cure in sight?
So we still don't have a cure. There's still no treatments at the minute, but there is more research that's going on. And through funding that's been done, a specialist MND centre is going to be opening in Leeds in November in Rob's name. It's going to be a flagship centre. They reached a target of £6.8 million to raise to build the building, and it's going to be open. So that's a really kind of, I think, for us as a family, somewhere we can go and celebrate Rob and remember Rob.
Absolutely.
And part of his legacy.
That's
so,
huge.
yeah.
And I've, you probably won't remember, but our paths crossed at one of the former NTAs, and Rob was there because we've got a mutual friend, Freddie. What do you think it's going to be like for you doing your first NTAs without him?
Yeah, it's going to be very difficult this time, I think, not having Rob there. But as I said before, I think it would be really special to win this award. And, you know, we're under no illusions. There's 4 amazing documentaries, incredible stories that each tell their own amazing stories. So we are against the big boys. This is the 3rd time. So, you know, please vote for Rob's documentary, and also in the Loose Women, because you're nominated for the daytime. So get your votes in for Rob and Loose Women.
I promise you I didn't plan that, but we'll take it anyway, Lindsey. We'll definitely take that.
I just wanted to say, because I remember writing this at the time when Kevin Sinfield, his rugby colleague, carried Rob over the finish line. It was such an iconic photograph, and obviously, you know, we associate the word hero with sporting figures a lot. And I just want to say, I think you're a bit of a hero as well, because you very quietly, you and Rob together, just pushed forward, got through this terrible experience, and now you're coming out of the other side of it on your own. And I just want to say, you know, I think you're amazing.
Yeah, thank you
You
so
did
much.
Thank you. Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, Lindsey Burrow, and we look forward to seeing you next week at the NTAs. Thank you.